Hi, thanks for joining us on the Growth Podcast. I'm your host, Josh Jackson. I'm here with Brynn Tillman. She is part of the Social Sales Link and an expert in LinkedIn. So if I were you, I'd grab a pen and piece of paper, listen to what she has to say, and apply immediately. Brynn, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Josh. I'm thrilled to be here.
So tell me a little bit more about what it is that you do and your company.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we help revenue-driven professionals start trust-based conversations through the power of LinkedIn and AI prompt writing. Ultimately, what we do, whether it's large corporate trainings, or small businesses, or even individuals in our membership, we work closely with people to make sure that they're showing up authentically with credibility and ultimately growing their presence on LinkedIn and their business.
Awesome. I saw that your mantra is trust-based conversations, not salesy pitches. What does that look like in practice?
Yeah, so it's helping revenue-driven professionals start trust-based conversations without being salesy.
Yep.
Ultimately, it's detaching from what the prospect is worth to you and attaching to what you are worth to the prospect. That we're going to market as a resource and as someone that can bring value, not as someone that's ready to make a sale. I don't love the word lead gen when it comes to LinkedIn.
Hmm.
It's about networking and starting conversations around content that's meaningful to your audience. We have to stop putting out content we want them to know and start putting out content that they want to consume.
Hmm.
It's about engaging on their stuff. It's about bringing them value
Yes.
without having, I need to make a sale in my head.
Yes. I agree with you 100%. I have many friends that are internet marketers. They sell products, and they have a community, right? And they're always asking questions like, what are you struggling with? What do you need? And then they go and make a product, and when they release that product, these people are like, you're blowing my mind. How do you know what I need? They're like, well, A, I asked you, and so I'm just taking what you're asking me for, and I'm giving it to you. So I like the people that are successful do that so well.
Yeah, and actually, I'm on a journey. I say a journey. I have by the end of 2026, and I'm putting it out into the universe. I will have my TEDx and publish my next book called The Narcissistic Salesperson and the Journey to Recovery. Because I really believe I've experienced on a daily basis the connect and pitch. I help companies just like you. I don't even know who you are. I I help companies just like you with your payroll. I don't have payroll. I help companies just like you with your IT needs. I don't have IT needs. Like it's so bad it's all pitch. But, if we can flip the script and rather than us throwing as much on the wall, right? We cannot be cold calling on LinkedIn. It just isn't working. We've got to slow down our outreach to speed up our outcome. And we really need to lead to our solution, not with it. We cannot be out there pitching. We have to be a resource, and it is the only way we're going to earn the right to get a conversation.
Right. So you mentioned LinkedIn. What is the biggest mistake professionals are making on LinkedIn right now?
Yeah, they're using it like a cold calling tool.
Hmm.
They're out there even worse with automation, which will get you shut down. But they're looking at it as a lead gen tool versus a relationship building tool or a networking tool.
Hmm. So you're saying, these different tools and stuff kind of leads like to some of the stuff you talk about with AI. How do you see AI fitting in naturally into sales without eroding the authenticity?
That is one of my favorite questions. So I have a lot of different answers for that. The
Okay.
first one
Let's
is
hear them all.
okay. The first one is proper prompt writing. So we have the crispy framework. Wait, let me grab oh, the crispy framework. We wrote the book Prompt Writing Made Easy. The framework is simply this. Excuse me. Crispy is context. What do I want? Do I want a blog post, an email, a message, whatever? Whatever I want is context. Role. What role do I want AI to play? Inspiration. This is where you rant. All the things you want people to feel from it and get from it and the aha moments. Scope. I want this to be, 200 words or less. I want to make sure that there's a couple paragraphs and bullet points and lots of easy to read, fifth grade level content, whatever that's your scope. Prohibitions, all the things we don't want it to be. I don't want this to be pure education. I want it, a hybrid. Don't make this boring content. Don't use the word delve or foster or use em dashes or start paragraphs with prepositional phrases. Those are all like really clearly AI mistakes. And then the last one is you in Crispy, which is ask me all the questions you need to complete this task in my voice and in my perspective, one at a time. And so now you have hired AI to interview you and ghostwrite, not write.
Hmm.
So that's number one. That's the first thing is it's your voice. Number two, use it for research, pre-call planning. It is so simple. And it doesn't always work to use the LinkedIn link because sometimes LinkedIn blocks it, but you can export a PDF of anyone's LinkedIn profile from the resource button, upload it to your favorite LLM, and say, I'd like a pre-call planning report based on this, and then maybe their website that tells me um, industry trends, a SWOT like analysis, a competitor analysis. Who do they serve? What do they sell? Right. And so you can have and you can reuse that prompt over and over again. And we have a crispy prompt for that. But um, now in less than 30 seconds, you can have a complete pre-call planning. And if you have discovery questions, you can say, and map my discovery questions to this prospect, right? And you can have a list, and that would fall under scope, right? I want to map. And then now we've got a pre-call planning mapping exactly who they are to your discovery questions. And now it's totally authentic, right? It's just research. So that's another way to use it. Anyway, I could go on and on, but ultimately, it's about using it effectively and efficiently, but it's not replacing you, it's enhancing you.
Yes, I agree 100%. So LinkedIn, it's a lot of your existing networks or people that are close to you in different industries. How do you help people mine those people without sounding transactional?
Oh, that's a great question. So the first thing you have to do is know what matters to them.
Mm,
My friend David Newman talks about you've got to know what's happening in the world before they know they need you and have to have conversations there. Right? Like, where are they today and what kind of conversations are we having? The other thing is we have to look at what kind of value can we bring that's standalone, that they don't need to talk to us to appreciate it, to implement it. Maybe it's a checklist or an audit. Maybe it's, um, 5 ways to look at X differently than you are today. Whatever that is, it has to be standalone value. And this is where we talk a lot about we've got to lead to our solution, not with it. The the content cannot be our solution. You can't say 5 ways to fix this. Hire us, hire us, hire us, hire us, right? It's got to be value even if they never talk to you. You
mhm,
could have a call to action if you're exploring ways to implement this. I'm always happy to have a conversation even if we don't work together.
mhm.
I'm not saying don't get on a conversation or get a call, but don't lead with it, lead to it. So, next, events. I love events, whether it's a LinkedIn Live or a webinar. I love events. And so, inviting people to an event is a great way to start a trust based conversation without being salesy. Another one, vote on a poll. It's so easy. Love your one click vote. There's nothing pitchy about that as long as your poll is not about your solution.
Right.
Prospect by interview. Maybe you have a spotlight of the week that spotlights your buyers in whatever they do. You get on a 15-minute call and then you have a little post on LinkedIn that talks about why you're spotlighting them. There are so many. I mean, I think we have 27 campaigns that we can customize for our clients.
Hmm.
And it really the bot and none of them are salesy. It's
Yeah.
all about value.
Yeah. What uh what are people doing today, sales professionals on LinkedIn that they could do better or you wish they could just stop doing? Just stop. Other than cold calling, they just stop. Don't do that.
Yeah. So automation, stop,
Yeah.
period, end of story, inappropriate. The connect and pitch is really bad. Even if it's not pure cold calling, when it starts with, or, oh, false admiration. You daily. I'm really impressed with what you're doing at Social Sales Link. Oh, yeah? What are you impressed with? Today, so I have a book that was published in 2017, and I have other books since then. That's like my oldest book from 2017. And literally right before we got on a call today, I got a message that said, I saw your LinkedIn playbook for business development. That might have been even 2015. And it's so timely. I'm like, I've had like 5 books since then. So it's gross, right? Like that's false admiration.
Hmm.
It's about scraping data and pretending to personalize it.
Mm.
Gross. The next is the pitch. Hey, notice you do this, and we've helped other founders like you do this, this, and this. Yuck. Who uh, and I really want anyone that's doing this to honestly say, how's it working for you? Really? Is it converting? And if you say it is, I want to see the receipts because I just don't think so. I really don't. I just I don't know anyone ever that has said, "Oh yeah, I respond to those."
It'd be a very, it's, the thing is, it's a very small percentage because those are the people that are looking for a solution right now. And that's a very small, minute amount of people.
And that's not how people pick their vendors anyway,
Yeah, I mean, it's even smaller.
right? So even if they happen to have a need right
Right,
now, chances are they're going to choose someone that got referred into them or someone that they've gotten value from already. Like I believe that we bring so much value that people don't shop us if they know us. Because they're like, oh, well, I've been following Brynn for the last 2 years, really great value. Let me talk to her. They're not going to go look at anyone else. And in the same regard, if they're following one of my competitors for 2 years, they're not going to shop them either.
right.
Right? It's once you start to bring deep value, you create loyalty through credibility and you build trust through bringing value that has an impact.
Hmm.
And that's how you earn the right to get the sales conversation.
Yes, agree 100%. Love it. Um, so kind of transition to like your business right now and what you're doing. Um, what what new marketing channels strategies? I know you kind of showed your book. I wanted to hear more about it. So what new marketing strategies are you exploring over the next year?
Substack, 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 Substack.
I want to hear more about it.
I am obsessed with Substack. I really think Substack is the future of content. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but I found it through like my news sources, and then I'm like, this is awesome, and I started playing with it. I have about 4,200 subscribers. I want to get to 100,000 by the end of 2026. It's just got a wonderful distribution channel, engagement channel. You can build a mini website on it. It's just phenomenal. So I am not a Substack expert. I am a novice, but if you're going to ask me what am I all in on, I'm all in on Substack.
Okay.
Um, Initiative wise, I mentioned I'm really deeply, deeply excited about the narcissistic salesperson and the journey to recovery. because on a daily basis, I am approached by narcissists, not, and I'm going to say, I don't blame them. That's why there's a road to recovery. I'm not saying you're stuck forever.
Yeah.
But we're trained to be narcissists. You're young, but my
Yeah.
generation,
Wait. How old do you think I am? I like this question.
36.
I'm 50.
What?
Yep.
Okay, so you're
50,
not
50
you're
and a half,
not
actually. I mean, January I'll be 51, so gotta keep it looking good. My wife
Oh
keeps
my
me young.
God.
My wife keeps me young.
You don't have kids then.
Um, None of
Okay.
my own, but I have a 13-year-old stepdaughter right now. So
Well, that should age you.
yeah,
Yeah.
she tries. I'm like, your little sales tactics I've used, they don't work on me.
Yeah. I
They're good
love it.
salesmen too, let me tell you.
I love it. I love it. No, I that's awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, so I'm older than you, but you are still now, I agree, old enough to remember whatever it was I was about to say that I forgot.
So sorry.
No, that's okay. So this is what happens when you're over 50. You start to forget your
Oh,
thought.
it's already
But
happening for me.
yeah. So, but I really don't even.
Narcissistic salesman.
Oh, you were
Right.
trained.
Yes.
So the sales training we went through taught us to never give away free consulting. That was pre-internet. If you don't give it away, they're going to Google it and someone else will have given it to them and then they will have earned the right.
Yeah,
Period. End of story.
100%.
Um, what else have we been taught? We were taught, oh, get a fast no. Like a fast no is second to a yes. Yuck. Like, think about how bad that is. Or if you're not going to say yes, are we done? Okay, I qualified you out. You're done. Well, some of my best businesses come from someone that I started a conversation with 2 years ago,
Yeah,
and the timing wasn't right.
correct.
Or I talk with someone and I am immediately saying I'm probably not able to help them, but maybe I know someone that can.
Yeah.
Why are we going for no? And that's such a big thing in the marketplace. If we're thinking about going for no, we're helping way less people.
Hmm.
And so and there's a book that called Go for No that is really popular.
Very popular.
How about go for value, bring them value, whether they buy from you or not. Have a positive impact on their business, whether they hire you or not.
Hmm.
I'm not saying invest hours and hours in someone, but you don't have to have a no. You can have a look, it sounds like this is not the best time, but you may want to talk with this person. Would you like me to make an introduction?
Hmm.
Or let I'm happy if you're interested. I can continue to send you some content if it can help you, even if we never work together. I'd be thrilled.
Yeah.
And that's where you're detaching from what the prospect is worth to you and attaching to what you are worth to the prospect. If you're going for no, the no is for you so you can move on to the next person. That has nothing to do with the value for them. And to me, this is what's broken in our society. The go for no is narcissism, and we're taught to do it, in my opinion.
No,
Now, there are
I
people
agree.
that,
No, I agree. It's a very popular book, but at the same time, the data shows that most people say yes after like the 15th follow-up, which people don't get past the second.
because they went for no.
Wait for no. I agree.
I mean, and there's this very famous training company that tells you to start every conversation with Josh. I'm really looking forward to our meeting today. If at any time when we're talking that you feel like this isn't a match, please let me know and I'll do the same. So, what happens when you do that? The whole time you're looking for the not match. How about starting with Josh? I'm really looking forward to this call. When you scheduled this, was there anything specific you were hoping we would cover today? Oh, no, I was just interested in what you're doing. That's awesome. My goal today is that when you leave this call, that you say, man, that was a great use of my time.
Yeah.
So if I start going down any road where you're like, I'd rather talk about this, please let me know. Now I have you think about what you just said you don't know what you want. But as I start talking, you might. I'm giving you permission to reframe the conversation based on what you need. It's not about what I need. What I need is a sale. That has nothing to do with what you need. What you need is a potential solution or a conversation that's worth your time. So my one of my favorite humans, Keenan, who wrote the book Gap Selling, talks about mastering the ask offer ratio. I am asking you to invest 15 minutes or 30 minutes into a conversation with me. At the end of that time, you are going to evaluate whether or not that was a good use of your time. Time is the one resource we can't get back. You have purchased my insights with your time. Was that a good purchase? Because if you go, man, that was a waste of my 15 minutes, I will never get an opportunity to help you. So if I go for no, we're just going to end it if there's not an immediate yes.
Yeah.
But if I go for helping you, bringing value, even if we don't, I don't close you, which is a word I hate, you would be very happy referring me to the next person because you know they're going to get value from a conversation with me. And that's how you earn the right to get the business and the referrals and the conversations.
Hmm. Absolutely love it. And I didn't ask you that. So I'll ask you now, like, is there anything out of this conversation that we haven't covered that you would like to talk about? What's important to you?
Oh, I love that. And I often ask that at the end of my podcast, and most people go, I can't think of anything. And I go, that's so silly. It's so easy. And now I'm really trying to figure out what I'm going to say. That's so funny. Okay, so what is one thing that we should talk about? Treat the person on the other side of the message the same way you would if they were on the other side of the table. Don't look at them as leads. Look at them as human beings they are. This
Mhm.
is not a lead list. This is a networking opportunity that's digital. They are humans. Treat them as such.
Mhm.
That's where
Yeah,
I'll
that
land.
is perfect advice. So about for you, like, where do you see your business in the next 6 to 12 months?
So I've got like different facets of my
Okay.
business. One is the corporate training. Sales Navigator is a very big piece of what our company does. And what we do is really help teams get adoption and conversion, right? So that is an area that we continue to expand. We have custom playbooks that we build, and that's really exciting. I have a membership for individuals that is growing and an AI product that's growing. So I love that. But if you said like my passion project, I know it's like my third time I'm talking about it. Obviously, it's something I really love, which is this narcissistic salesperson in the journey to recovery. I think it'll be my TED talk, assuming someone will accept me. It'll be my book, and I really believe that's my legacy, which is really narcissistic of me, isn't it? Yeah,
I
it's
don't
the
think so. I don't think.
no, it's the impact I want to leave.
Okay. So in the next 12 months, what's
Yeah.
the one big milestone that the big domino you want to push over in the next 12 months?
I feel like I'm thinking so small because I'm so into this project, the published book and a TEDx, but what's the next thing? I mean, I love what I'm doing, continue what I'm doing. Hope to help more people be more successful. But I really want a movement around the narcissistic salesperson and the journey to recovery to really come out of the 12 months. It's where my headspace is now. So I'm like, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. So what is your biggest challenge you see in front of you from, doing the narcissistic salesperson or working more with corporations? Everything you're doing, like what do you see as the biggest obstacle you need to get over to do that?
Um, I've been looking for an answer for this for my whole life. I need 2 more hours in a day.
Hmm.
26 hours. If we can
Okay.
figure that out. Yeah, time, right? Time and priority. Look, I love my corporate. I love my corporate. I love my training. I love the impact. I love my members and the time in investing in all of that. But this is kind of my passion project. That and making jewelry. Those are the two things. And I'm usually doing some kind of craft on the side to bring me down and relax. But at the end of this, I just want to enjoy everything that I'm doing or as much as possible and bring as much value as I possibly can. The money comes. It just when you're doing it right and you're showing up with value and you're having enough conversations with the right people, the money comes. I don't focus on the money anymore.
100%. I have an ism from my life, uh, that says money and numbers follow, they do not lead.
Agreed. We are aligned. I love that line.
Yes, 100%. So you got to do the right actions, do the right things, and when you do that, all that stuff will come, right? That was Jim Rome famously said, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll have everything you want.
Fine.
But that's just
Brilliant.
it's a
That's one
different
of my
focus. It's a different way of thinking.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite lines. So love it.
One of my biggest regrets was not going and seeing him live speak in live before he passed away.
Yeah, I haven't either, but one of the most brilliant folks in the industry for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. So to transition to um, the future generation or people talking, what is the best business advice you have ever received?
Oh, so many. All right, I can't remember if I think I mentioned him a little earlier. David Newman was really my first mentor when I moved from corporate to entrepreneurship. Two lessons. One is even if it's a service, you have to productize it. People are not going to buy if they don't know what it is they're buying.
Mhm.
If it's like, hey, like trust-based conversations, what am I buying? Well, we have the eight for corporate, we have 8 stages of rolling out a social selling program. If we miss any of these eight, it will break. I have productized my deliverable. LinkedIn and Sales Navigator training is could be anything, right? But you've got to define your buyers. You've got to create your KPIs. You've got to look at your tool stack and make sure that you've got everything you need, including like calendar links and things like this, right? Like you can have a whole campaign on LinkedIn without a calendar link and nothing will get booked.
Mhm.
So like there are things that you've got to go anyway. So we have the 8 stages of rolling that out. David Newman very early on had me think in terms of productizing my service. Brilliant. The other thing and this is what I think I mentioned earlier, is the best way to engage your prospects is engaging them around thought leadership and content based on what matters to them before they need you, right? Versus what matters to you in a message to get to them,
Yeah.
right? So
Okay.
that would be the two things.
And
And
then
he got credit for both of those because I've got other mentors too.
that's good. If you asked me that question, I don't even know where I would start. So I've had so many great mentors. You can't do this alone. Okay, so last question. I'll let you get going because I know time is our most valuable resource, and I appreciate the time you've taken with us. But if you're talking to your 13-year-old self or my 13-year-old stepdaughter, what is the one piece of advice that you would give them?
Oh, wow. Okay. Number one, you can only control what you can control. Stop trying to control what you can't. It's a waste of energy. So we find ourselves in a circumstance and we may not be able to change the circumstance, but we can change the way we react to it.
Mhm.
So there is something that I think David Viscott, I keep searching for this quote because I know I got it somewhere. Um, but it's called contemplative freedom. And it's the freedom between the time that something happens to us and the time we react. We have complete freedom to contemplate that how we respond. It gives us, so many of us just respond out of emotion or out of frustration. If we can take the beat and we can just say, okay, that really sucked, but what I'm about to do in reaction to this can either make it worse, make it better, or keep it neutral. Okay. The second thing is, which is kind of this B, that was like A, B, is what do I want to get at the end of this interaction? And am I working toward or against it? So, fight with your parents. You're having an argument. 13-year-old, what do I want to get at the end of this? I want to get my curfew extended by 30 minutes. Is what I'm doing with my parents working toward or against that goal? If I'm having a fit, it's going to make them double down and say, forget it, you're not mature enough to do this.
Mhm.
But if you can say, okay, they said no. But if I can come back with a compelling reason that's logical and sensible, and I'm doing it in a way that I know they'll relate to. And by the way, maybe I can negotiate and say, if I can get this extra 30 minutes, I'll do the dishes for 2 days. Now, as a parent, you're like, that's really a responsible response. Very few parents are going to stick with the no,
Right.
right? And so that's that. So it's contemplative freedom, taking the time to choose how you react, and then how you react is measured against what do you want to get at the end of that engagement. That would be my advice.
I love it. 100%. I appreciate it. And I want to thank you again for taking the time, because again, time is our most valuable resource, not money. And sharing with us a little bit about your business, what it is, and your insights.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
And then, real quick, how can people find you if they want more information?
Substack at bryntillman.substack.com and LinkedIn. I'm still the only Brynn Tillman on LinkedIn.
There you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.